Welcome to slaintemhathfibres. This is a podcast about knitting, cross-stitch, and quilting. My name is Cheryl, and you can find me on Instagram as slaintemhathfibres and on Ravelry as slaintemhath. I'm coming to you from Newfoundland, Canada, and from a very dreary Newfoundland, Canada today. I hope wherever you are, it's nice and sunny and bright and warm. I hope you're safe, and I hope you're having a good day today. I'm just going to show a few projects that I've been working on this week. I've got a finished object and a couple of works in progress, and then I'll just show some plans I have for this week for what I'm working on. For finished object, I have my Dreamboat shawl. This is a pattern by Plucky knitter, and it's wonderful. It's very well written and it's very nice. There go the cats. It's a beautiful shawl to knit up. I knit this one out of DyeForYarn. They're MerAlYa DK. So that is a merino, alpaca, and yak blend. So it has a beautiful drape. Okay, so the top has a really nice broken rib texture on the body of it, and then goes down into this really beautiful twisted rib ruffle on the bottom, and it is a large shawl, and I love it. I only had about half of this ruffle left to finish. I had kind of run out of steam on it. For the ruffle, you double your stitch count, so there's quite a few stitches on here. And so I put it down for quite a while, but I'm really happy I have it done now. You can see how large this is. And this is, their colorway is Ghost for DyeForYarn. This is any of their undyed. They call Ghost. And in the original pattern, this section here has you put in a few contrast stripes, which is quite beautiful, but I decided not to do that. I'm going to take a nice dark navy yarn and do a bit of embroidery on this. Not right away, but eventually I will, which I think will look very nice down this stripe. And this is one of those shawls that you can really personalize this any way you want. It's very, very easy to do that. I think on my next one, I'll definitely be knitting a next one, but I'm going to take out this last broken rib stripe here so that I'll have a little bit more space. And I'm going to do some beading along it, which I think would be quite beautiful. And there's a lot of things that you could do with this shawl to make it your own. You could do just a whole contrast stripe here, or I was thinking for another one that I might do. I might try and do a stitch in the ditch and do a tartan motif along this stripe. But you could easily put in any type of knit purl motif. You could do an argyle along here, or another texture stitch in along here. You could do a lace panel, which would be absolutely beautiful as well. Or if you crochet, you could probably do some crocheted flowers and put those along here, which would look really pretty. But there's so much you can do with this shawl to really personalize it and just really make it your own. And I love patterns like that. So hopefully soon I'll be able to get a little bit of embroidery done on this. I think it'll look really pretty with a dark navy. So that is Dreamboat by Plucky Knitter. Okay, and that's all the finished objects I have this week, but I'm very happy to have this done. For works in progress, I have Cross Stitch Welcome Quaker, or Quaker Welcome by Midnight Stitching. And I'm trying to focus on this and get this done this month. which I only have about 3 motifs left to do, so I should easily be able to get that done. And for this, I'm using a Newcastle linen from Victorian Motto Sampler Shop. And I'm using DMC 939. And I really like the contrast on this. Again, this is another one that you could really make your own. You could do all these motifs in different colors, or just pick 2 or 3 colors, and it could look completely different from anyone else's. Last week, I had the outline of this motif done, and so I was able to finish that up and start the one next to it. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I should be easily be able to finish those 3 motifs by the end of the month. And that's that. And when I stitch, I stitch in hoop. I'm not really a stitch in hand stitcher. I don't really find it very comfortable, but I do use a Hardwick Manor hoop. I think this is about the 7-inch size, and this is my favorite. And my second work in progress this week is a Jailbird by Amy Apple of Poison Girls. Last week I had the back cast on and stitched probably down to, I think maybe just starting this wine stripe down here. So this week I was able to cast on my front stitches and knit down and join everything in the round. So now everything is pretty smooth sailing from now because I'm just doing it in the round. So I should be able to get a few more stripes done on this week. This dark wine color that I'm knitting with here, that is a Zen Yarn Garden Serenity 20. So that's a 70% superwash merino, a 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And I do have another sweater knit up in all of this in a dark blue color, and it's absolutely beautiful to knit with. The white that I'm contrasting with is just an undyed that I had in my stash. And I did go up to a 4mm needle. Again, I'm a tight knitter, which I've mentioned before. The pattern calls for a 3.75, but I did go up to a 4mm to get gauge. And I really like how this is turning out. It's just a simple little 1950s style semi-cropped sweater. Nice and light. It's fingering weight. So it'll be nice once it starts to warm up here a little bit more. Then I'll be able to wear this. So I shouldn't be too much longer on getting this done. I only have about maybe 7 more stripes to go, and then I'm on the ribbing. So it's not too long. So I'll get a few more stripes in on this week. And I'm really happy with this too. And then I have my quilt that I'm working on. I only do about 1 day a week on this. I'm hand stitching it for the quilting. I'm doing a stitch in the ditch. So this is just a simple log cabin quilt. And so stitch in the ditch, I'm just stitching down in between each of these logs to give it the quilting effect. So this will take me quite a while, but I do have a couple of motifs complete now. So slowly but surely I'll get this done, and then it just needs the binding, and that'll be ready to go. So that's pretty much it for what I've worked on this week. For the week coming up, I plan on doing a few more stitches in my Jailbird and getting hopefully a few more rows done on this, a few more stripes. And probably finish up the motif that I'm doing on Quaker Welcome and hopefully getting another one done. And then I took out my Kyler shawl, which is by Isabel Kramer. And this is a large lace shawl, which I absolutely love. It's been languishing probably for about 1.5 years. Again, I ran out of steam on this one as well, but I'd love to get this finished. I only have a few more of these lace repeats to do before I get to the first ribbing section, And then there's just one small lace repeat and another ribbing section after that. So I'm not too far off of it. But this is going to be absolutely beautiful when it's done. And it's another large shawl, which I love. And I'm knitting this out of Miss Babs Kilimanjaro, which is a superwash BFL nylon mix. And this colorway is Signa, I believe, but it's one of my favorite colors. I love a good burnt orange. So I'll be happy to get back to this now. Hopefully I'll get a few rows done on this week. And that progress keeper is from Wild in the Woods. It's a little mussel shell, and it is one of my favorites. I've given a couple of these away as gifts, and I absolutely love them. And another project that I would like to work on this week are my kiwi socks. So these are from Biscott. I love their self-striping. They do a really good job with their striping. And I had mentioned in the first episode, I believe, that I'm not really an afterthought heel person. And these socks pretty much prove why. I've actually cast these on and finished them in 2014. So that is about 6 years ago. And all they need is one afterthought heel. One heel will actually finish these up, and they've been languishing for 6 years in my sock drawer. So hopefully this week, fingers crossed, I'll be able to finish these up, and hopefully I'll be able to wear them. I figured out, basically with this pair, that when I cast off a sock, I like to be completely done with it, obviously, because I don't really get back to doing the afterthought heel. So I've stopped doing those, and I do heel flap and gusset now, which I actually enjoy doing. I know I'm in the minority probably with that, but I do love a good heel flap and gusset. But these will hopefully get done this week, and maybe another day on my quilt and get another motif done on that, and hopefully slowly that'll get done. So I think that's pretty much it for now. Yeah, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're safe out there, and I hope it's nice and sunny and warm wherever you are, and that you're having a really nice spring. And I'll see you next week.